Hey everyone, and welcome to the Arbor DG Sports Channel with your boy Arbor DG. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. First time viewing this channel, you like what you see, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. Oh man. Man. What do we have here? What do we have here with this team, man? What do we have here? Of course, disclaimer, I didn't want them to win. But like I always say, I still want us to be competitive. We always competitive in the first half, but somehow this team does not make adjustments. They haven't made adjustments all year long, and it showed all the way until the end. And thank God, Ron Rivera, this is your last game. I know you're going to skip and dive over all those comments. They're going to, ask you how you feel about, do you feel confident about you coming back next season? I know you're going to, skip around all those questions. I get it. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have your final press conference. After you meet up with the owner, you're going to have your final press conference and saying your goodbyes, because I cannot see Josh Harris keeping Ron Rivera after this season right here. No more coach-centric team. We don't want that no more. Those days are gone. Get the GM in place and let the GM make the decisions on which players best fit the team. Making the decision on a new coach is going to be weeks to come, and we're going to see. Me personally, I'd rather have Jim Harbaugh, but I know others out there got their list. A lot of other fans got their list, their wish list of who they want to come coach the team. You know what I'm saying? Fair enough. But my list is Jim Harbaugh, and that's the guy I want to come coach this team. With that being said, the look on Josh Harris' face when the Redskins first scored the touchdown, the look on Josh Harris' face, man, he was happy, but then he was like, all right, yeah, touchdown, but let's make that the only one now. I don't want to mess up my number 2 pick. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he looked happy, but then again, it was like, he wanted it, but he didn't want it. And that's how all of us was. I mean, I was fighting back emotions in this game because I really wanted us to beat the Cowboys, but then I had to keep in mind that we need this number 2 overall pick, because we can actually trade back to like maybe two spots down, still possibly get a quarterback, and still able to get an offensive lineman in the first round. That's something to think about, So that's why I was like, man, don't screw this up. Don't come out here being ultra competitive. I mean, with confidence and mess around and win this game, But deep down in my heart, I'm just talking. Deep down in my heart, I knew the Commanders was not going to beat the Cowboys. I knew that in my heart of hearts. There was no way we was going to beat the Cowboys. But with that being said, man, the young guys that was out there playing, they played their heart outs, but they just wasn't good enough. They wasn't good enough. They gave it all they had, but you could see the disparity in the talent. It was not even close. You know what I mean? And our offensive line, well, it speaks for itself. Cosme, he threw Micah Parsons down like a rag doll. Like I said, man, he's been their offensive lineman all year long, if you ask me. They don't have no one else that can really do anything at all. They don't have no one that can block consistently or at a high level. And Sam Howell doesn't help him when he holds the ball. That's not helping him out. They really need to solidify that offensive line position, and they really need to solidify that QB position. As I'm watching on TV now, that's why my eyes keep going over to the right. Terry McLaurin officially just got 1,000 yards for the 4th straight year. Kudos to Terry McLaurin. I was getting ready to start off this podcast by saying it's unfortunate they're that bad that they couldn't, with like 5 or 6 minutes, a whole quarter left in the game, they couldn't even get this man 17 yards. But as I'm watching on the big screen, they got this man his 4th straight 1,000 yards. And if that's any positive we can leave out of this game, that could be the number one positive, that Terry McLaurin for the 4th straight year has eclipsed 1,000 yards. Kudos to him on this long, heartbreaking season that we endured this year. Oh, man. Looking at my notes, Quan Martin with a breakup and an INT. Quan Martin is one of those guys, the more he plays, I could tell what type of player he's going to be. The more he plays, the better he will be. He's the type of player that he's going to get better with experience. Some guys can play, and still don't show no signs of improvement. But this guy, he plays, and he shows strides. You know, he shows he's getting better with experience. He's recognizing things. His reaction time is much quicker. His tightness with the wide receivers is gotten better. Sorry about that, guys. Turn this phone down off. He's sticking to those guys a little bit more closer now. You know what I mean? At first, beginning of the year, he was far apart. You know what I'm saying? His technique, it wasn't sound enough. You know what I'm saying? Going up against some of those veteran players that he was going up against. And he was getting spot duty, so he really wasn't getting a whole lot of work. But I guess he took his practice time and utilized the practice time and made good with it. And he took to his coaching and he watched film. You could tell he did all those things. You know what I'm saying? So that has made him gotten better. You know, and Quan Martin is a guy that moving forward, I'm looking forward to seeing, to watching, rooting for. Emmanuel Forbes with a bonehead play, leading with his helmet. I understand he wasn't trying to intentionally hurt the guy, but you know, what's the point of you leading with your helmet anyway? The ball clearly wasn't catchable. You know, sometimes I think this guy, it's all up here with him. You know, he's got the physical tools, but he need to work on his technique, and he need to get stronger, and he need to just think more. You know, stop doing boneheaded things out there. You know what I mean? You remind me of LeVar Arrington, when LeVar Arrington was just didn't play with his head, you know, a lot of times. You know what I mean? He had the talent, had all the physical tools, but he just didn't play with his head. I remember one time Warren Sapp said he couldn't get right. You know, can't get right. You know? And so, you know, but like I said, I'm still rooting for Emmanuel Forbes, but you got to play smart out there, man. You know what I mean? Sam Howell. Man, I really do feel sorry for Sam Howell, man. He just failed all the way down, man. I mean, this guy, he had a lot of promise. And he's clearly showing us now that he's a backup in this league. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I just look at some of the things that he does. You know what I mean? He plays kind of like a Carson Wentz style of football, brand of football. You know, he threw that long bomb to Terry McLaurin off his back foot. You know, and it's like, what are you doing, bro? You know what I mean? You just got to know the situations that you're in. You should have just threw that one out of bounds towards Terry McLaurin in that direction. Just should have threw it out of bounds, man. I understand you're trying to make things happen. You're in the heat of the moment. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy for me sitting down in this chair to scrutinize you. I get it. But at some point out of all season long, you've been watching tape. I know you said to yourself, man, I could have did better on that one. Or I should have did this. And I know when you went to that sideline, I know that's what your quarterback coach probably whispered in your ear and said, Sam, you should have threw that one away. You know what I mean? You should have threw that one away. You got to understand the situation. You know, that's giving a team momentum. Every time you turn the ball over, that's giving a team momentum. And once a team got momentum, their adrenaline start pumping. They're a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, because they know if they can capitalize on this situation right here, it puts them in a better chance to win the game. So when you know all you got to do is make a couple of more plays to get a team off the field, take their motivation away, take their confidence away. Now all of a sudden, the team that got the momentum stripped away from them, they can't concentrate as much as they did. They're not as enthusiastic as they was at first. They're not out there chippy and chirping away no more. Their confidence is just dwindled all the way. You know what I'm saying? So that causes a lot of mistakes. So that momentum is huge in sports. And when you keep turning the ball over, keep doing boneheaded things, can't sustain drives, taking sacks, throwing interceptions, fumbling the ball, those sorts of things will keep a losing team at the bottom of the division every time. And it keep you out of the playoffs. It'll keep you from winning playoff games. It'll keep you from winning Super Bowls. Those are the things you got to be when you're in games. When you're in an NFL game and you're an NFL player, your concentration levels got to be high, very high. You got to be focused. You can't do boneheaded things. I understand that's a very physical game. Emotions runs high, and sometimes you play to your emotions. You play down to your emotions, and that can get you in trouble. Cody Barton's 15-yard penalty when CeeDee Lamb was clearly laying on the ground. It's almost like they know what we wanted. It was almost like it was scripted to do that. Emmanuel Forbes played too. It's like, we got to give these fans something. We gave them a losing season. Let's not throw it all away. Let's not try to win this game and put the fans in a bind. We want the fans to at least accept us and love us for something. So let's help out. Let's go ahead and make some boneheaded plays, some obvious scripted plays to help the fan base out, to get that number 2 pick overall. You guys did well. The Cowboy fans took over the stadium. The Cowboy fans, just like every other team, took over the stadium. I mean, it's heartbreaking at times because we really did try to come out here this year, support. We had a new offense coordinator. We was fired up. We really did try to come out here and support. But how let me put this in the right perspective. How can you support something that's not productive? It's not trying to be productive out there. How can you continue to support that? Mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. I mean, for the first 2-3 weeks, our fans was there. They was cheering. That stadium was loud. It was rocking. Not in a literal sense, but it was rocking, man. And every home game, I don't think we won a home game this season. No, we did. I'll take that back. We only won one home game this season. That was against the Arizona Cardinals. Everyone else, we lost. It's hard to keep coming to a stadium where your team keep losing. That's hard for somebody to come out on a Sunday and they could be doing better things on a Sunday than to come out there and see a team just keep on losing. You know what I mean? We only won 4 games this season. Why wouldn't Dallas fans take over the stadium? Why wouldn't? But it wasn't like that in the beginning of the year. There wasn't no team coming in there taking over the stadium in the beginning of the year. No, that wasn't the case. Our fans, we got the best fans in the world, man. When we out there being competitive and winning games, nobody is better. All we need is a new stadium. That's all we need. Now we can start talking about stuff like that. Now we can start talking about the off season, the coaching candidates, who's the GM going to be? That's the biggest question. First and foremost, matter of fact, let's pause on the coaching. Let's see who the GM is going to be. Who's going to be our new GM? That's the biggest question. Then we could be concerned about who the GM is going to pick to be the head coach. What we going to do in the draft? Is we going to trade back? Or is we going to take one of those quarterbacks? Some people saying they want the Washington quarterback. Some people saying they want the USC quarterback. I don't really hear nobody saying they want North Carolina quarterback. Some people saying they want the LSU quarterback. So it remains to be seen. Some people want, in my comment section on my last video, it was some smart people on there commenting. Please comment and continue to let me know. Who you guys wanted the GM? Who your head coaching candidates gonna who you want that to be? You know what I mean? What quarterback you guys want to take? Let me know in the comment section. Me personally, I got my answers. I got my ideas, but I'll share them with you on another video. You know, it's your boy RBDG signing off. That's all I got. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Peace.